Oh. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Right, a tricky-ish video to do. I wanted to discuss yesterday's game, but sort of like, do I feel negative? Do I feel upbeat about the chances that still remain in our hands towards the end of the season? And it's a little bit of everything, really. I was a bit disappointed after yesterday's game, and you know what? I still am. And reading social media last night, and because sort of emotions were running high, I sort of ignored it a little bit, and I thought, fair enough, everybody has a different opinion. But this morning I read it again. It seems to be a lot of like headbutting almost, and I think that's expected, understandable somewhat. But I think it's possible, this is a little disclaimer almost, it's possible to be disappointed with yesterday's performance but still think we've had a really good season. I think it's acceptable to think Jesse Lingard had a poor game last night but has been a fantastic season and exceeded expectations since he joined us in January. I think it's possible to think David Moyes didn't do enough last night but he's been superb this season. You know what I'm trying to say. It is possible to just judge 90 minutes and it doesn't reflect your opinion on the whole picture. And sometimes I think it gets a little bit grey, that I see sometimes someone will say that, you know, perhaps such and such didn't have a good game, and someone will reply and say, yeah, but they've had a fantastic season. But I just think, well, the original poster didn't say he didn't, though. You don't have to. Sometimes I think people assume that other people will assume what you meant, and I don't know. I'm waffling. But anyway, let's talk about yesterday's game. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I'm still not too happy with yesterday's game, but I still think we're having a fantastic season. It's possible to be both. When we did the review last night, I got a bit worked up, a little bit, and I still am, and I'll probably get a bit more worked up doing this because I've just had a look at the league table and it's getting dangerously close. And like I said, if you said to me at the start of the season, with 2 games to go, you'd have a chance at European football, I think I would have grabbed it with both hands. I thought that is what we're after. That is progress. That is organically grown as a football club, because that's what we want. Maybe it isn't organically grown as such because we've gone from fighting relegation to contesting for European football within 12 months. Is that progress? Is that something that's the foundations are solid, or is it built on a house of cards kind of thing and could collapse next season just like that? We don't know. We won't find out until next season just how strong this growth is, whether it's sustainable going into next year or not. But as I said, start of the season, 2 games to go, chance of European football, amazing. But given what's gone on during the season, the fact that we've been in the top 4 consistently, we've been in the top 6 for a majority of the season kind of thing, and you got to Christmas time, you were thinking we will slip off, we will start to tail off a little bit. January, February, you're still thinking it's a bit too good to be true. And I don't think any West Ham fan expected Champions League football or anything like that, despite us being 4 for 10 games to go, whatever it was. I don't think I've seen anyone say I expect us to finish there. I thought we might. I thought we did. I'll be honest. I thought we would have, because we just looked like we had this resilience about us. We had this quality. I thought the balance of our team was perfect, and thought we were going to go on and do it. And I looked at the remaining fixtures. I thought, do you know something? I see us picking up a lot of points. I got that wrong. Big deal. I'm just a West Ham fan in front of a webcam making a prediction. That's all. But I think it's fair to say that one thing I always say on this channel in real life to people that I know, Charlie often refers to it, Gonzo refers to it, so obviously they like it when I say it, so I'm going to say it one more time. It won't be one more, there'll be plenty more times, but for this video, that is, when you get more data, it's important that you change your opinion sometimes. And when you see your team 4th, 5th and 6th from 80% of the season, I think it's fair to then be disappointed if we did not end up with European football. We need to finish 7th for some form of European football. It is the European Conference League, the Europa Conference League, the new competition starting next season. Some people don't want it. Gonzo isn't keen on it. There's a lot of other people not keen on it. West Ham Central on Twitter, not keen on it. I would love it, for reasons I've explained already, but I'm going to do a video with Gonzo, hopefully tomorrow. I'll message him in the morning, see if he's about. We'll have a little debate about it for 10-15 minutes, pro and against the Europa Conference League. But we need 7th place for European football next season. It's still in our hands, just. Tottenham are away to kick off against Wolves as I do this video. On the assumption that Tottenham have won, they will go above us on goal difference. Everton have a game less than us. They win that game, they're equal on points with us as well. We will beat them on goal difference and stay 7. But it's getting tight. It's going to be difficult. The Europa League is... Sorry, 7th place is in our hands, just. Tottenham have a couple of tricky fixtures. They've got to play Leicester in the final game of the season, which Leicester might need to win in order to get Champions League football kind of thing. We better hope that's the situation there to get Leicester to have something to play for. Leicester are guaranteed fourth going into that game against Spurs. It's not going to bode well for West Ham. Europa League would be better than Europa Conference League. No doubt about that. But I still think that competition would be amazing. Anyway, I'm going to go back to yesterday's game now, and this is all I'm going to talk about, because I've done the bigger picture thing. I've put my disclaimer now, but yesterday's game, I'm still disappointed. And the reason I'm disappointed the most was because it just felt like a carbon copy of the Everton game, and that's something, I could understand why we come stuck against Everton. Ancelotti played a blinder, he changed his formation, come at us with a formation that perhaps weren't expected. He set up really well. He almost David Moyes, Carlo Ancelotti. He got it bang on, 1-0 to the manager. Do you know something? That's okay, because Moyes will get one up on other managers throughout the season, and he has done. This season, he will next season, and that's what they're paid to do. They're paid to try and do a bit better than the opponent's manager. Ancelotti got one better than Moyes last weekend, and we just struggled. We struggled against Mina, and their defence was superb. I thought Alan was one of the best players on the pitch. Everton were just really good and deserved the win. Okay, fair enough, let's get over it. We go again against Brighton. But what I expected was to sort of learn from that experience against Everton. Learn that when you come up against a back three that are standing tall and strong, you're going to need to do something, because we kept doing the same thing against Everton and it didn't work. And when I watched the game yesterday against Brighton, the first half, bar a 4 or 5 minute spell towards the end, just before half time, I felt that we were just doing the same thing as we did against Everton. I felt that we were coming up against the same issues as we did a week ago, and I just felt that we almost didn't learn. There wasn't a plan B as such. And come half time, I wasn't really expecting something different. I wanted to see something different in the second half. I was hoping to see something different. I was hoping to see that we have taken the lessons from the London Stadium against Everton into the game in Brighton last night and done something, tried something new, tried to say, alright, okay, you're doing what Everton have done, don't worry, we've thought about this, we've got a plan for it, here it is, let's go. And we didn't. We just come out and done the same thing again and again and again. And then, with the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And I just felt yesterday we were doing just that. We were just doing the same thing. And I felt like I'd watched 180 minutes of the same match, almost, Everton into Brighton. We got the goal, and it was a superb goal by Benrahma. But you can't rely on that. You almost can't rely on an individual stepping up and bending in a 20-yard strike, because it was a fantastic strike. It was a goal worthy of winning the game. So was Danny Welbeck's, to be fair, because I thought Fabianski done everything right. He comes straight out to the edge of his box, spread his arms, spread his legs, slid in and basically said, to beat me you're going to have to do something exceptional here. And I thought Danny Welbeck did just that. The finish was fantastic, the run was fantastic, a rare mistake from Soufal. That's it. But I just felt that we were just lacking stuff last night. I've said that we should have used the bench, and some people say, well, look at the bench, it's not good enough. But then, for myself, and this is just myself's argument here, well, you needed to do something about that in January. We were missing one player last night, and that was Arthur Masuaku. Now, you could argue with him, we'd switch to 3 at the back with a left wing back and stuff. But then, my argument to that would be, then why don't we play Creswell left wing back? Is he as good as Masuaku? No, but then it's then changing the shape, isn't it? But we didn't. We stayed with the same formation. We just kept doing the same things. The only time we were going to get success against Brighton is by getting a decent cross in and someone getting on the end of it. Because there was plenty of room out wide. We were putting in a decent amount of crosses. We just couldn't get that star chance, if you like. One fell to Fornals in the first half, fluffed it. Second half, there was that difficult cross to deal with where he tried to flick, which was felt a little bit silly to do. Dawson missed that big header opportunity as well, and it just didn't really fall for us last night. We got the point, and it just feels like a loss. It felt like a loss to me last night, and I'm not going to apologise for being disappointed or frustrated, because I want European football. I want European football. Having it been in our hands for pretty much the whole season until 2-3 games to go, defeats against Everton, a draw against Brighton, a defeat against Newcastle a few games ago. We're not in good form at the minute, and it's a bad time. It's a real bad time to sort of go through this. We've got West Brom on Wednesday, followed by Southampton on the final game on Sunday. We need 6 points, simple as that, and hopefully that will be enough to get us some form of European football. Because like I said, in August you said we'll finish 8th. I'd have been delighted. I said that is progress, that's what we want to see. But if we finish 8th now, given the context, it will be disappointing. I will be disappointed. I'm sure I'll get over it pretty quickly and look at it as a solid season, something to build on for next year. But short term, I will have that disappointment. Just like I've got this disappointment going about me regarding last night's game. Tomorrow we'll do the preview for the West Brom game as well. Brighton game will be in the past. Let's look forward, get 6 points out of 6 and see where that gets us. And hopefully that is European football. Because it's all about context, isn't it? We have been up there and now we're dropping. If we had been lingering in 11th and 12th all season, then the last few games we've gone on this run, and now all of a sudden we're sitting in 8th or something with a chance of European football, my mood would be different. My mood, I'd be buzzing, I'd be thinking, this is excellent, this is exciting stuff, this. But we're not. We're now looking over our shoulders, and my friend Jack texted me a couple of weeks ago because Arsenal beat Chelsea, and Arsenal were just behind us on points, and he basically said, "Are you worried yet about European football?" And I said, "No, I'm looking up, not down. I'm not looking over our shoulder at who's behind us. I'm looking up because I genuinely thought we were going to get 9 points out of 9. I thought, where will that get us in the league? 6th, 5th, outside chance of 4th." I'm looking over my shoulder now. I'm looking at Tottenham today. I'm looking at Arsenal coming up, Everton as well, being the big team that could catch us. And it would just be disappointing given how the other 35 games this season have gone prior to playing Brighton. Like I said, overall, the bigger picture is really good. The bigger picture is really, really good. But short term, this form, last night in particular, last night was almost worse than Everton for me. Because like I said, I felt against Everton, we just got done by Carlo Ancelotti. Thought Everton were fantastic. Their tactics were bang on. And I just felt last night we're playing a Brighton team missing a lot of first team players. This wasn't Brighton's first team either. This was a Brighton squad missing a key player for almost every position in the park. Lewis Dunk out. Tariq Lamptey, their first choice right wing back, out. Solly March, who's been their first choice left wing back, out. Neil Maupay up front, out. They were missing a lot of players, Brighton. And I just didn't think we turned up. I was just disappointed by us last night, actually. And I'm just hoping that come Wednesday, against West Brom, we can get the 3 points, go in against Southampton, and we'll know what the situation is there. We'll know whether a win gets us Europa League or Europa Conference League. And I just hope we don't go into that final game knowing that a win might get us European football. We have to rely on someone else. I don't want to do that. I want to go in against Southampton with European football in our hands, as it has been all season. And I'm a bit concerned we'll let it slip. But you ask me now, do I think we'll get 2 wins out of 2? I do. Because of the attitude of the squad. Because like I said, last night, Everton, I don't think they weren't working hard enough or anything like that. I do think they've still been playing, trying and stuff like that. It's not a case of lack of effort. I think it's a case of fatigue kicking in a little bit. And not so much Everton, but last night, our tactics. I don't think our tactics are quite good enough. And the big players in our team didn't really turn up for a second weekend in a row running. And anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, it's possible to be disappointed yesterday, but still happy with the season and excited for Wednesday. And that's where I am, like many of you probably are. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Because, like I said, I'll have a chat to Gonzo tomorrow, see if we can get this European sort of debate video done prior to the West Brom game. Tomorrow night we should have the preview for the West Brom game, which is obviously on Wednesday. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. Catch you in a bit. Enjoy your weekend.